Hello friends, Godem here, and thank you for stopping by. I just wanted to do a quick channel update for the end of 2022. First and foremost, I want to start off with a huge thank you to everyone for your support. The last few months have been kind of crazy. It's been great to see the channel has been growing. I've been seeing there's more views, we have more likes, we have more comments going on in the videos, and it means a lot, man. It really does. You know, I'm having a blast doing all this stuff, but it does really mean a lot to see that and to see a little bit of growth going on the channel. So as always, thank you so much. With that being said, I am pushing for a goal of reaching 300 subs by the end of the year. And I realize that's could be pretty tough to pull off, but that is my goal, to try and make that happen. And I can see that being a potential in a couple of different ways. Obviously, still staying consistent with daily content and also adding in some live streams. I've been doing that a little bit recently. Again, been seeing some good feedback from that, so thank you once again for that. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing a little bit more on the live streams, and I've had some ideas for some different content. I know lately it's been some Warzone 2.0. Me and a buddy kind of gotten into doing that, and then I started doing some forest builds, which have been fun, man. I have been absolutely loving doing those forest builds. It's been a blast. But some of the other content that I'm thinking about maybe streaming would be maybe going back on some games that I have finished in the past and doing some trophy cleanup. Now, I don't necessarily know if it'd be platinum trophy cleanup, because there's some where it just involves, you know, kind of online stuff, or maybe you got to play the game 2, 3, 4 times to get that. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a platinum cleanup, but it can be kind of considered that. But yeah, I think that's something I would like to be able to do. It's fun to get back into some of those games also, and it's kind of been ticking on me that that I've not gone back and done that. So that's one form of live stream that I'm looking at doing. Another one is maybe throwing in some sports content on the live stream. So I know I did put on a poll recently, and there was a pretty good range of people that were interested in some sports content. So I do want to work that in. Don't get too worried if you're not in the sports content. It's not going to overtake the channel. If it gets to that point, then I would just start a second channel. So if you can kind of bear with me a little bit on, for you that want the sports and for you that don't like the sports, for me to try and figure that out as to how I might be able to pull that off. Because some of that, does require quite a bit more editing and or how I'm going to execute it. So some live streams could be some MLB The Show action, could be some PGA Tour 2K23 action, could be some Madden. But again, it's not going to overtake this channel, but I want to be able to get it out there and kind of get some feedback and see how it's going. And then, like I said, if it does get to where it's taking off a bit, then yeah, maybe I can start up a second channel that would be sports related. But right now at this point, it just seems kind of weird to start a second channel when the first channel's still kind of growing and, you know, it's kind of getting its voice, I guess, kind of getting its identity. So, you know, we'll come to that when we come to that, when it happens, when we need to, basically. Now we're looking at a series update. So in the near future, obviously Horizon Forbidden West is going strong, and oh, I love that game so much. Love it. Having a blast with it. So that's been continuing for quite a bit. The Forest will be continuing, and then hopefully I can kind of roll the Forest into the Sons of the Forest, which we'll talk about in a little bit later. And then the other two series that are going on right now, Devil in Me and Callisto Protocol. Having 4 series going on at one time is kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of that. But the Devil in Me, I've kind of been putting those out on just a couple of them on Sunday. And then Callisto has been kind of, you know, part of that weekly kind of boom, and then restart over again. So, you know, it's been going, I think, Horizon, Forest, Callisto, and then just kind of repeating that. The good news with both of those, Devil in Me and Callisto, those are short games. And as I'm recording this today, I am hoping to finish recording Devil in Me and Callisto. And I think, if I'm understanding how long these games probably are, they will probably be winding up by the end of the year potentially trickling into the next year. So yeah, those are updates on those. Having a blast with all those games and absolutely loving them. Now I would like to get in a little more of the potential sports content. So like I said, poll went out and there is some interest. So I'm interested, and believe it or not, sports are probably what I play the most. It's just obviously off camera, and especially when it comes to MLB The Show. I've been playing MLB The Show consistently for the past, 12, 15 years or something like that. It's been forever. Now, Madden I have not played in quite a long time. I started getting back into it a little bit this year. And then, of course, there's PGA Tour 2K. So those are some ideas. But what I'm looking at is with MLB, there's a new game coming out in March. So should I wait for that and then have, the newest game available? I'm not sure what I want to do there. Madden, if I start diving into something like that, I could do something like a rebuild or a takeover. And I do have a couple of ideas of some potential teams to be using for that. Another idea I had, which is I was already thinking about doing even before this, was going back to past Maddens and playing with my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then just kind of play each year. So I'm always playing with that roster, that most up-to-date roster for that version of the game, and then compiling all those stats. I'm kind of a stats freak when it comes to this stuff. So that I was thinking about going through and doing that. So that could be another option there. When it comes to PGA Tour 2K23, I could either do something with the My Career, or I could just go through and kind of highlight some courses. And again, that could be a stream thing or maybe even a series. I'm not sure how that can or will play out. So I might be playing with different things, little different ways at different times, and kind of see how it all kind of falls into place, I guess, basically. Lastly, I want to go through and talk about some of the next series, some of the future, what I'm looking at when I'm looking online and looking at future games that are coming out. I want to kind of take a look at those and start to try and have some of those maybe, obviously not completely planned out because they're not available, but at least have somewhat of a time frame or somewhat of a structure for what the beginning of the next year and even the middle of the next year, how that will potentially be looking. First game that comes to mind, looking in January, Dead Space Remake. Obviously, I'm gonna want to be playing that. It's gotta be cool. Cannot wait for that. Played all three games in the past, but not since they came out. So it's been a really long time. So really looking forward to that. And I believe, so these dates that I'm being given over the next few games that I'm discussing, they're as of now, and obviously things can change, right? So Dead Space is looking to be January 27th. Sons of the Forest is looking to be February 23rd. But the curious thing I have about that is I can only find that information on Steam. So that makes me wonder and or not hope, but hope that this is not the case, that it might be coming out on PC only first, which now that I think about it, The Forest might have done that, where it was PC first and then came out on the consoles. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Because if I look at some other websites, I did not even see the Sons of the Forest on those lists. So fingers crossed that does come out in late February, but obviously we'll see how that happens. Next one is in March, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Resident Evil 4 is one of the best Resident Evils. By far, I think that's pretty widely thought about. So that's on my list. I would like to be able to play that. But then should I be going back and playing Resident Evil 1, 2? I know they made remakes for 1 and 2. Did they make a remake for 3? I'm not 100% sure. I'm assuming they did. And that's why they're just going through the series. But should I go through and replay those? And that all kind of depends on timing, I guess, as to how that might play out. And then looking at games that are not currently have release dates, the big one, the big one that I am waiting for and we will be living in is Starfield. So whenever that comes out, obviously that's going to take a priority on the channel. That is kind of the one, right? That's the one. That's the next big one that I am 100% looking forward to. I also did see an Alan Wake 2 coming out in 2023. Now, I've not played Alan Wake 1, so that would be a potential option there. getting those, and especially once we get some release dates, then kind of planning that out. And I think I saw something for Silent Hill also, so that would be another one, right? Just kind of giving you an idea of what I'm looking to do and or play over the next, I guess, 6 months, if we're looking at, to the middle of next year. But if you have any suggestions, let me know also, because if it's something I'm interested in, then I'll consider playing it, and especially depending on the time. So, obviously, I'm only going to want to play games that I'm still interested in, because if not, I'm not having fun, and then it's not fun for anybody. But yeah, I'm pretty wide open on a lot of games that I like to play, and I'll even try some games out, and who knows, how far it'll go in a series. But yeah, who knows? Maybe that's a stream we do, right? Where we're just trying out different games. That could be something that would be fun to do. But yes, let me know. Leave some comments below, some suggestions, some different types of games that you would like to see on the channel, and maybe we can have some fun with those. Lastly, I would just like to finish with yet another huge thank you to everyone, to all of you. Again, all the support means a lot, so thank you so much. It really keeps me going when I see some comments coming in. I wake up and see some comments and see some extra likes, and the views are going up. Obviously, like I said, I'm having fun doing all this, but that part does help also. And also, it's the end of the year, so I want to wish a happy holidays to everyone, no matter where you are in the world, which holidays you celebrate. We're all about having fun here. Thank you once again for the support. See you in the next videos, friends.